Alrighty, what's up, PokeMoshPit? This is InertFury here. Today I'm bringing y'all a 5th generation underused match that I had against KillerAxx2000. It was a really intense, really good match. And actually, if I remember correctly, this match was also hacks free. So, I mean, makes it more enjoyable for us to play. It makes it more enjoyable for you to watch as well. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into the match. I'm going to be leading off with my Aerodactyl. He's going to be leading off with his Azelf. Now, this isn't a stereotypical suicide lead. It's actually a set that's on Smogon back from 4th Gen. It's called Pterodactyl. It's a Life Orb set with Edgequake, Taunt, and Roost. So, from prior experience of using this set, I know that it doesn't necessarily one-shot Azelf leads. So I'm just going to go for Stone Edge. It does hit. It does about 90%. And I'm figuring he's either going to set up his Stealth Rocks right here, but I mean, I figured that if he did have it, Taunt would be too obvious, so I just went for Stone Edge. I do see Life Orb, though, so I'm figuring that, he might not necessarily have them, but then again, Azelf was the only thing on his team, really, that could pack Stealth Rocks. So basically, I'm just going to go for Hidden Power Grass and just kill it off on the off chance he wanted to preserve it for random death fodder later. So, he's going to go into his Victini. I'm going to go for a substitute right here. Now, why I did that, if he was Choice Banded and bluffing the Choice Scarf, I could have gotten behind a sub and then, threatened him out with it. And if he was Scarfed, I figure that, okay, after the speed drop, I'll outspeed him. And since he does have a -1 defense drop, and since I am a Raikou, he's not going to stay in here and take that this early on in the game. So, expecting his Nidoking to come in, I'm actually going to go out into my Azumarill. Now, at this point, we both had kind of similar thought processes. He expected my Shaman to come out, so he went for Sludge Wave. I actually expected his Shaman to come out, and I went for Ice Punch. Long story short, I got the better end of that deal because I wound up killing off his Nidoking, and my Azumarill is still alive with 95 hit points. So, his Victini comes in. At this point, I have to Death Fodder Raikou because, I mean, it's not really going to be that much useful to me. Plus, I still have Rotom to fire off any Thunderbolts. Plus, I have Shaman to cover up the lack of a Grass attack with Seed Flare. So, because he locked himself out into Zen Headbutt, I'm going to go out into my Mew, kind of hoping to lure out the Escavalier so that I can go for a Will-O-Wisp. He does decide to just go out to Shaman, though, which was the better play on his part. Now, right here, I don't necessarily know if he's going to be like a Sub-Seeder or not, so I'm just going to go for a Taunt right here. I do see Seed Flare, I do see Life Orb recoils, so I mean, at this point I figure, okay, well, if he has Leech Seed, he can't use it, but he probably more than likely just has Seed Flare, Earth Power, Hidden Power Fire, Hidden Power Fire or Ice, and then Rest. So I'm like, at this point, okay, well, he can't necessarily Rest. Now, I figure that Mew is best served for Death Fodder, at least for now, because I can handle most of his other guys with my Fire Water Grass core that I still have alive, ironically. So right here, I'm going to go out into my Rotom, kind of threatened that I'm Choice Scarfed. I mean, even still, his Burn Shaman isn't really going to want to stay in here and try and hit me with Seed Flares. So basically, I'm going to predict to switch out into either his Victini or maybe his Azumarill, and I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt. He does go out to Victini, so this is really good, because now I can get this thing out of the way, and after Victini's out of the way, my Shaman's going to have a little bit more of an easier time kind of hammering through his team. So he does get a little bit higher damage roll on the second Zen Headbutt than he did with the first Zen Headbutt. Nevertheless, I am just going to be able to kill off his Victini right here. So, his Azumarill is going to come in, and at this point I have Rotom, Azumarill, and Shaman. He has Shaman, Azumarill, and Escavalier. So I figured this is the only time I can really just lure out his Escavalier. So basically what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go out into my own Azumarill. He does go for Aqua Jet. I'm going to be able to just fodder out Azumarill right here, and I'm going to go into Shaman. Now right here, I have to double switch over into Rotom, and I just have to hope and pray that he does go out to his Escavalier. So I pull the double switch, I go to Rotom, and he goes up to Escavalier! And I'm just like, yes! Okay, so pretty much at this point, if there's a dual typing on the opposing side, and you have a move to hit it for 4 times super effective, just always go for it. If you have a Breloom out, and there's a Swampert on the other side of the field, you Seed Bomb the hell out of that Swampert. If you have a Rotom, and there's an Escavalier on the other side, you overheat the hell out of that Escavalier. That is my lesson for you for today. I hope you enjoyed it. So, pretty much at this point, I know that my Shaman can pretty much just come in and clean up. So I figure, okay, well, let's let him kind of over-predict right here, and maybe he'll go out into, or maybe he'll over-predict, pretty much is what I was trying to say there. So I just hit him with a Thunderbolt. He does go for Ice Punch, so my Rotom can stay in here and kind of just, you know, do some more fun Rotom shenanigans. So, he goes into Shaman as I went for a Pain Split, because I'm like, okay, he's not going to want to stay in here, let's at least just go for Pain Split, even though I could have gone for Overheat and KO'd his, Shaman. I thought that he might want to expect that, but then again, that wouldn't necessarily be a good thing to do on his part regardless. Anyways, so he's going to go for, gonna go ahead and go for the rest. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Overheats. I know that he's not going to stay in here because, I mean, he's asleep and I can just kill him off. So basically right here I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt, just so my Shaman can pretty much come in and just kill him off with a Hidden Power Ice. I mean, why the heck not? So, kind of don't know why I switched here, because like I said, I didn't really need Rotom at this point anymore. So I think switching into Shaman to... Oh, I know why, because I figured that he had Hidden Power Fire, and because I have Hidden Power Ice, I know that I have 328 speed. At the most, he'll have 327 speed, so I can still outspeed him regardless. That was my thought process there. Kind of obscure and irrelevant, but, you know, who cares? So, basically I'm going to go for the Earth Power right here, and he's going to go into Shaman. I'm going to outpace him, go for Hidden Power Ice, and that is going to be the game to a victory for me. So, that was a really, really, really good battle, KillerAxx. Like, I'm really glad that we had that match. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you all very much for watching. I truly, sincerely appreciate it if you enjoyed it. Do your thing. Come check me out. Go check out my opponent. Sub to MoshPit. Come check out Beta as well. And guys, I'll see you next time. Again, thanks for watching, and I'm out.